So we have an arrest in the assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York last week. What do we know so far, and what do I think? A McDonald's employee in Pennsylvania recognized him allegedly from the photos that have been shown over the weekend by the New York Police Department. Called police. He was subsequently detained and arrested. He is 26-year-old Luigi Nicholas Mangione. He grew up in Maryland, lived in Hawaii, has some ties to San Francisco, has no criminal record, allegedly went to school in Pennsylvania. I saw some discussion about an Ivy League, but I don't know specifically where he went. Now, when he was located, this is what he had on him. He had a firearm still in his possession. They called it a ghost gun with a silencer that was similar to the weapon that they believe was used in the shooting of Brian Thompson. He also had a fake ID, and he had written documents similar to kind of like a manifesto, which was described by the police department in their press conference as anti-corporate America, which fits. This has been a case where we have seen almost like little pieces, little drops of information and evidence that everyone is like putting together. It's like a puzzle. So what we have is the first initial photograph that was released was the one with the dark, either black or gray jacket, mask up to here, gray backpack. All the subsequent videos we have seen are of somebody who has a green jacket with a black mask, and then there's also somebody with a black jacket. This person, the two pictures, the very first picture released and all the subsequent pictures look very different to me. The pictures that we have seen subsequent to that original photo, when I tell you the eyebrows are eyebrowing, okay? They're about as aggressive you can get for a man, which fits with the name Luigi Nicholas Mangione, because I would guess he's probably Italian. Next, we learned about the shell casings in which he had etched or somehow otherwise drawn delay, depose, deny, which was a reference to a book written about 10 years ago about denials in the healthcare system. The next thing we found out was that he fled into Central Park and he dropped his cell phone somewhere at some point. Now, Central Park allegedly has been searched, all the waters, and nothing was discovered. However, over the weekend, there was a backpack that they believed to be used in connection with the shooting that was filled with Monopoly money. At the same time that we're learning all this information, obviously the NYPD is canvassing everywhere. They're getting different photographs. They're following, they're basically, as, I don't know who was in charge of the press conference, but she said, like, it's a combination of good old-fashioned police work and using technology. So he ends up being found in Pennsylvania with all this stuff on him. And I have to tell you, like, as an attorney, right off the bat, I'm like, he's just sitting in Pennsylvania with a manifesto on him and he's still got the gun? And this is like the cynical, skeptical part of me, but I'm like, it's almost like somebody else like set this person up. That's how it feels. It's like, so there's two ways to look at it. Either like he wants to be caught, so he's like purposely planting these things and doing these things and still being in possession. Like when you kill somebody, you get rid of the gun. You don't hold it on you. If you're gonna have another gun because you're nervous somebody's coming to get you, like you have a second gun. You generally don't keep the gun that you assassinated somebody with in broad daylight in New York City on you. So that gets us basically like to the first theory, is like this guy wants to be caught because you have the manifesto on you. Why wouldn't you leave the manifesto, like drop it on his body when he walked by? So the inference is then that he had it on him, right? So he knew at some point he was going to be arrested, and he was like dropping these clues purposely because he wants to be arrested and he wants the manifesto to be out there and he wants people to hear it, and this is going to be like a rallying cry for the people. And honestly, it might be effective. Like, we're having a real conversation for the first time in a long time about healthcare, about the disparities between, socioeconomic levels, about what people have to do to get like just basic healthcare and medical treatment in this country, and how corrupt the system is. Like, we're learning a lot about United Healthcare and other insurers that, maybe it prompts a conversation. So that's like theory number one, right? Is this is all part of the plan. He wants to be caught. He wants it to be published. Like, people are going to be like, publish that, man. We want to know what the manifesto says. And the second is that, like, somebody else is doing it and being set up, because this is like so, it's like so clean almost. Like, anytime anything is too clean makes me nervous. So stay tuned here. I'll keep you posted. I'll be like following this along. I said last week that based on like just my initial gut, I thought this was like a semi-professional hit, and that this guy likely wouldn't be caught. Like, that's what it felt like to me. A part of me still feels like that, but I'll keep you posted. Stay tuned. I'm not, if it's him, I'm not somebody who minds being wrong. So I can admit my flaws, you know what I mean? And if you need some last minute Christmas presents, these are the coziest sweatshirts around. Look at my bio.